Hi guys, welcome to History of Architecture 4. I'm Marcel Bansagan from University of San Agustin, taking up BS in Architecture in 3rd year. So in this video, I would like to tackle about the profiling of early societies and dwellings, which is the vernacular architecture of Kalinga houses. So please watch this. So guys, here we are, a little brief background of Kalinga tribe. So what is Kalinga? Kalinga is a both tribal community and landlocked province in the heart of Cordillera region, North Luzon, Philippines. The Kalinga believed to have or been originated from the Gadang and the Ibadang languages, which means the headhunter. So the Kalinga is also known as Ikalingas. They inhabit the drainage basin of the Middle Chico River in Kalinga province. The Kalinga are subdivided into southern and northern groups, which in the latter is considered the most heavily ornamented people of the northern Philippines. So guys, the next early dwelling house, which is the octagonal house. So guys, this is the main picture of the octagonal house, which is located in Tanudan Kalinga village, and their dialect term of the Kalingas there is, they called it Gilitod or Hilitod or Pinaryon. So this structure, this is a dwelling of wealthy families or the aristocrat class, and this type of traditional house could only be found in some part of Tanudan, Tinglayan, and Lubuagan. So guys, you can see that this structure is only mainly for the wealthy families. So guys, this is the floor plan and the elevation plan of the octagonal house of Kalinga. So here we are in the Kalinga parts of the traditional house. So first is the tood, in the vernacular term tood, and we call it here in English is that the post. So there are simply set on the ground which truncated roots acting as footing, and this is the one support the whole house. So you can see guys, there's an arrow. This is what we call tood. So next is the chatal. So the chatal guys is, in English term, is that last, the center section where the red mat floor, datagon, is laid down. So as you can see guys, here it is. Next is the korom, which is in English term is peeling of logs and lumber. The vernacular term is korom. This is the top surface of the girder is flat while the base is rounded. Next is the patang. The patang is the wall header. This chest level transverse beam is where the wall boards are rubbed. Next guys is the transverse girder or oling. It supports the floor beams and the center floor joist. So you can see here guys, the oling, it is above the post or under that chatal. The last guys is the stills or PCPs. So the PCPs guys is here. You can see that the square type. A short groove that received the wall boards, so it is the support in the walls. Next part is the apex frame, or in the vernacular term is tafungan. So what is tafungan guys? It supports the upper ends of the rafters of the roof with a pyramid shape. So here it guys, this is the tafungan where the arrow points. Next is rafters, or in the vernacular term is pongo or pongo. It is fastened below the upper PCPs, are bowed over the purlins and drawn together over 3 small ridge poles which carry the little actual height. So these are guys actually guys, pongo is the first layer of the roofing. Yes, this is the first layer of the roofing. Next guys is the stigmat, or the vernacular term is sakrot or paol. These are long round sticks that tied by rattan vines in the rafters, pongo or chopped flat boards held by the square roof apex. So this is the second layer guys of the roof, the sakrot. So the last layer of them is, they're called otop, but in our vernacular term we call it atop, but in theirs they call it otop. So it is made of kogon grass. A bundled kogon grass roofing are laid beginning from the base to the top, and these are tied with sleek bamboo. So this is the final layer of the roof, the otop, which is made of kogon grass or bamboo shoots. So in addition guys, for only the vernacular term is their door. They called it sawang. So sawang is usually a 2 to 3 pieces sliding door depending on the width on the board used. And another guys is their porch, and they called it bangsal. So the bangsal is the terrace that opens to the living room. So next guys is the building materials. So there are different part of building materials in the square house and the octagonal house. So in the vernacular term of square house is binolinaw, and the octagonal vernacular term of octagonal house is finaryon. So first, their post. So in post, the square house they use timber. And on the octagonal house, they use the giant firm, which is the lumber of the giant firm. They use this as their post in octagonal house. So next guys, in their wall boards, they used wood, or they called it javi. In octagonal house, they use bamboo. So guys, as we can see, they use this type of materials for cooling system also, the passive design. Next guys is the Kalinga building materials. For the square house roofing is dried grass kogon. In the octagonal house, they use also dried grass kogon, and some of it used in square house rattan, or they call in vernacular term iwoy, and they're the same also. Actually guys, they're the same in roofing styles, but they vary only on their materials used in the floorings, walls, and post, because octagonal is bigger than the square house, which is the typical house, the square house or vinolinaw.